And here we go.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Mike from the Super Wheeler Bros, and today we are back with another review for Marvel's Inhumans, and this time we are taking a look at episode number 4, entitled Make Way for Medusa. Yeah. I don't think we're making way for nothing right now. I gotta tell you, I thought maybe this would be big coming out party for the Inhumans, and Medusa would really kick some ass. Man. You know what? I've got one scene that I can kind of describe and that you can really take in its entirety and really project it out on this entire series and what's the prevailing issue with the series. I want you guys to picture two characters. They have been through hell, and all they want to do is get back to a loved one. They finally lock eyes after all of the garbage that they had to get through just to see each other. The music is swelling, and then that final release where they embrace. It's supposed to be such a cathartic and emotional moment. Think about the moment when two characters who, at the beginning of their run, did not even like each other, Sansa Stark and Jon Snow in Game of Thrones, 6 seasons later, after all the hardships that they had dealt with, everything that Sansa has been subjected to, everything that Jon Snow has gone through, and then they finally come together, and it's this beautiful, loving moment. When Medusa and Black Bolt get together, nothing. It's so contrite and just meh. It's just there. I don't know if it's the editing, the writing. I mean, nothing. It feels like there should have been some battle to get to each other. I realize I'm coming off pretty ignorant right about now, comparing Inhumans to Game of Thrones. So let me extend an olive branch. I understand that all the Starks getting back together took seasons of character building. Seasons! And this was only 3.5 episodes. I completely understand that. However, my point remains that this scene encapsulates the entirety of the issues that is prevailing in Inhumans. In this 4th episode, it has so many things that I just don't understand. I mean, obviously the two best characters are Black Bolt and Medusa. Without a doubt. They're still portrayed the best. They still are the two best actors on the show. They're doing the best job with what they're given. But that scene should have had some emotional weight and heft to it, and it had none of that. It was just kind of like, oh, there it is. And they tried. They did try. And again, Serinda Swan, Anson Mount, they tried their best. It just didn't work. It was so flat. And I just don't quite understand what they're going for here. I mean, what in the hell is Karnak doing? I mean, besides getting himself a little something, I mean, which, you know, more power to him, good for him. He completely forgot about his family or something. It's just like, oh, well, you know, I understand. I got an attractive lady here. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't do something with that. Your whole family's exiled from your home. You guys are all in trouble. You're being hunted. And then, not to mention the fact that that's just stupid, that his character's completely dropped his objective. But then, not only that, but then you have the dude that is hanging out with him all of a sudden, for what reason, murders their compadre. He's just sitting there. Probably getting ready to try and murder Karnak and blah, 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 blah. It's just ridiculousness. And Maximus, who's supposed to be this imposing figure, is not. And honestly, it's mostly because he's the hero. He's rebelling against oppression. I mean, the whole setup of this show is not ideal. It's not what I was envisioning. It's not what I was hoping for. The Inhumans are some very cool characters. Fun, awesome characters. There's a lot of lore to that. Comics and to their background and their story. And none of that is getting the love and treatment I feel that it should. And the less said about Crystal, the better. It's a good thing that you're pretty. That's all I'm going to say. And the surfer dude that's a farmer that finds her. Oh, man. I'm really, really wanting to like this show. And I am usually, as you all know, very positive and not so harsh on things. I mean, for goodness sake, I sat there and gave King Arthur Legend of the Sword a very good score when I reviewed it. And that has got some major issues. This is really hard to overlook, and I think a lot of the criticism it's getting is completely valid. And yeah, is there once again, here's my upbeat, positive, optimistic self. There's still 4 more episodes. Can they turn it around? Sure they can. But they can't completely fix it. They can't undo what's been done, which there's a lot of damage here. I think this was probably the worst episode, and I think every episode has subsequently and successively gotten worse, unfortunately. If I'm going to score this week's episode of Marvel's Inhumans, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. I was hoping for a nice reunion for Black Bolt and Medusa, and while it was okay, I just felt like the emotional weight was not there. And Karnak, Gorgon, Crystal, Lockjaw, the rest of the Inhumans, you know, and Triton, one of the coolest Inhumans, maybe he is dead. I guess he'll pop up at some point, but for God's sake, man, we just haven't even thought about him since episode 1. I don't know. I'm hoping that it gets better. Tell me what you guys thought about this latest episode of Marvel's Inhumans. Leave that in the comments below, and I will definitely get back to you and answer any of those questions or any of those comments that you guys might have. If you enjoyed this review of the latest episode of Marvel's Inhumans, go ahead and drop us a like. And if you want to see more reviews and other videos that I do have on the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe so that you can get back here and check that out. My name is Mike from the Super Wheeler Bros, and as always, my friends, have yourselves a super week.